Man, this is so much easier than that prison, but I can't share screen. But the computer's here. It's sitting right here in the box. But by the time I got home, I was so tired and I was like half asleep when I went into Jimbo's chat. I was just sleepy, and I was like, oh, what the hell is Mama T want? Well, I'm wide awake now. I'm ready to bust that thing out because I'm ready to share some screens and prove some bitches wrong. And they're all welcome to come over here. You know, they're all welcome to come over here and tell me what I'm missing or whatever. Um, Now I know why I can't keep up with chat in StreamYard because chat and StreamYard only gives me two little things. Yeah, just let me fix that so I don't get behind. The dogs are throwing a fit. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Whenever those dogs go off like that, I'm going to try to mute out because I know it would drive me crazy. It drives me crazy and I'm sitting here. So I think it would drive me crazy otherwise. But I sure wish, one of them logically would come over here and talk to me about that. Yeah, she won't. No. Hey, Sharianne, Dark Nightmares, Sophia, Pink Volvo, Prissy, Sheila, Joy. See, we got Ashley. Did I say hi? And another thing I can't get over, I don't know when other people knew that she was a scammer. Oh, I see that Betty Washam now says that she knew way back in June. Sure, Betty. Sure, Betty. Sure, Jan. Why was you sitting your drunk ass up on panel with her all those nights? They don't realize that when they flipped on Mama T and they go back and talk shit back, and say all this stuff, this is more about them than her. They were being fake the whole time. Hi, Missouri Mama. They're over there trying to do some weird card stuff. Oh, probably the tarot cards. Yeah, yep. It's just things like that that make you think that Traders is a nice, sweet. Traders lives like less than 3 hours away from me. I really thought Traders was a good person. She was covered Ernie Shell. I was burnt on Ernie Shell, and I was like, do you want all my shit on Ernie Shell? I'll just give you all the stuff that I have because y'all are doing it anyway, I thought she was a good person. No, until I seen Anissa, hey, didn't run them over with the bus, but you sure I'm good at that. Anissa, I'm good at that. Who would have ever thought that Anissa would be a mod for me? That's just crazy. I think it's awesome. Hi, Pimp Daddy. No lies. Beyond stupid. But see, that's one thing that, none of them will get up here and talk with me without saying something like shitty sheets or something stupid. Hey, Fluffy. It's not that hard. I mean, it's just common sense. And the whole psychology of it, that's why I was trying to lay out the whole thing, like how they drew Mama T in. Her words, not mine. Not my words. I didn't say those words. And that clip that I'm making of Nickalina, it took a lot of time too. I haven't got it done yet. It's almost done. But I really zoomed in on Frank, and he's sick of her shit. Yeah, you probably never get an answer. Yeah, Raylan always acts like a 5-year-old. Raylan just does nothing but to distract. Just like when I was on Scientific Skeptics, she set up that she goes, Constance is streaming you. I wasn't streaming you, and he didn't care if I did. Oh, yeah, I heard that, Charlotte, but I didn't know what was going on about that. Yeah. But see, remember last night when I said about half the people in here used to hate me? And Nissa was never my a friend. Prissy thought I was a troublemaker, and Nissa thought I was a troublemaker. Trying to think of who else in here. I don't know, Sharon. I don't know. I do know that Nickalina said none of the mean girls like you. So if there's a mean girl that does like her, she's gonna have to answer to Nickalina. And you seen Izzy Pop's chat said, if this is something you will never see me do, never. And I don't take shit that seriously. If you see any of my mods over there, let me know, because I'll de-rich. Doesn't that sound ridiculous? I'm not playing, as he said. I'm going to de-rich. Yeah, Mo and I didn't get along. Trying to think of who else. Right, Anissa. And eventually, you probably all probably hate me again at some point too. But I'm back. Um, I wonder what's gonna. Remember they said that I goofed all this stuff up so I could dry beg for a computer. Let me know if you can hear me when I'm back. Can you hear me? I know. Quit hitting buttons. Put a what in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, cool. Um, Remember they said that I was doing all that goofy stuff on purpose just to dry beg for a computer? Well, what are they going to do when I've got the computer and I'm still doing the same goofy shit? Because truly, it was never the plan. I'm just, could have got to get used to it. I'm fairly new to this. So I just know what they're going to say about that next. But, because, yeah, I'll probably kick myself out of this stream, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a night, go mute. Yeah, I don't know what this is all about. Nickalina was just being stupid about that. I think that's all fake too. That's all fake. They're all fake. Sitting over there talking about, I don't even talk about what she was talking about. It's just gross. I couldn't even watch it. It was anything funny. I know, Anissa, I know. Um, it took me off guard. I mean, like, I think I heard a Cash App, but I was just like, I didn't think nothing. And I was rattling on, and I see these stop signs, and I was like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And everyone's like, stop, stop. And I'm like, what's wrong? And then Fizz told me, and I do got your number, Nissa. I'm a procrastinator from hell. Now, please get your membership set up. Yes. I called them today. Well, I called the DMV thinking, okay, I'm going to call up there and get an appointment. Please call the state's website for an appointment. And I dropped it right there. That's why online stuff like that, just sometimes frustrates the shit out of me. And then I just stop. I just quit doing it, and then I walk away from it because I get, too much shit to do. But oh, I know. Did you see the midnight? Did you see the clip I made today? When BK went to jail and everybody assumed it was for Tiffany Marie. Well, then Nickalina, Queen Nickalina, had to come in and say, "You dumb bitches don't know nothing. I was on the phone with him for 2 hours, and I know it's because his baby mama. Get your shit straight." And I thought, well, if I was BK, maybe I'd rather have people thinking it is Tiffany than it is my real family. So I said, what if he didn't want his business put out there? And she said, why didn't you say that to Dolly or AB when they said it? Well, bitch, they didn't tell me they knew his personal business. You told me. That's why I said it to you. She said, are you just mad he called me and not you? I was like, BK don't know me like that. I'll have his phone number. We've never talked like that. I think we've talked in his chat. Maybe he might have said hi to me twice, and he might have said hi to me in my chat once or twice. I don't know BK like that, you damn weirdo. But you could see she was crushing on him. So I said, your crush for Benny's showing. You might want to hide that from your husband. Yeah, she said put money on Benny's books. Yeah. And then, do you think it's a coincidence, crushing on Benny, that tonight in her chat, she was talking about how wonderful she could perform oral sex and Her Kegels were on point. So I feel creepy just even talking about it. But yeah, that's what she's talking about tonight. And then she said, but Frank's my best friend. I was thinking, girl, are you over here trying to convince yourself you love your husband or what's going on? Because I think she's crushing on Benny hard. And she's one of them people that, like I said last night, she imprints so easy. You dig? What else did he used to say? There was something Benny used to always say, and she used to, oh, you're not too good at this. Remember when she used to say that every damn single, like after every word? She acted just like Benny. And then when they split up, she acted just like Rap. Just like Rap. And now she's back to Benny again. Because her and Benny talked for 2 hours. Yeah, she said, Benny, this is the lie she told. Now it might be true. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a lie. She said, Benny, why are you telling me all this? You've got a harem of women. Why aren't you telling your mods this? And supposedly Benny said, because I can't trust any of my mods not to use this information against me later. Now, Benny doesn't seem to be touched in the head to me. So why would Benny think he could trust Nickalina before his mods? Yeah, he should be. But yeah, BK trusted me before his mods. Yeah, sure, Jan. Anybody old enough to remember the Brady Bunch? George Glass. He's George Glass. That's what I think about when I say that. Just making up shit. Yeah, he does. I mean, like I said, I can go from 1 minute to being mad at Benny, not mad at Benny, mad at Benny, not mad at Benny. I mean, it's really about that roller coaster like that. And he's just, I've heard about his past and all this, but he just has never affected me like, enough to even really hate him in one way or another, So I just kind of roll with it. But I can see where people hate him. I can see where people don't. I like Tiffany too, but I've been mad at Tiffany. I've got mad at Tiffany. I've got mad at Tiffany. It just really don't make it fuck. Tara said, BK doesn't give a damn about 777. He was the one who warned. Yeah. Yeah, she was being all kinds of fake. April, the BK can be pretty vile. Yeah. I'm sure we all can. Yeah, I don't know what she thought she was, but she was at Izzy's chat, so she was like doing her slow words. I don't know how she does that shit, but that Hey Monroe, she does that words, like all goofy and draws it all out, and she thought she was a star in Izzy's chat, and telling, well, I've got the scoop on Benny because I know Benny. And you're just mad because he don't like you like that. He thinks you're a clown. I just laughed at her. I don't know Benny like that, you weirdo. Dumbass. And then every time she says, you dig? Oh, what was she saying last night? Come on with it. Come on with it. Almost 50 years old. And you're saying, come on with it. Oh, my boys would yank my internet cord right out of the house and lock me up. Absolutely. Or if I ever said that I was through a biker gang or whatever she said about getting in Midnight Baker. She said she's several. Yes, she did. She it's an imprint. That's what I don't know what else to say. She just copies. And now she's even taken my sure Jan. Hey, I say sure Jan. You don't say sure Jan. Sure Jan is my thing. You don't say my thing. She says sure Jan. Like, shut up. That's what I say. And I always say weird. Now she's saying weird. But well, why can't none of them people come over here and talk to me about how good they are? Where did I see that comment? Raylan's 12 years old. Yes, Raylan is just a goof. Just a goof. She can only wear red lipstick. And then last night, I guess she wasn't on the shrooms. She said this morning, bitch, you'll know when I'm on the shrooms. And I was like, okay, so maybe you weren't on the shrooms. Maybe you were just drunk as fuck. I don't know. But something's going on up there. But, women, you all been drunk and try to put lipstick on. Try, being drunk and putting red lipstick on is really hard. She got that shit everywhere. I don't know. She's just a goof too. She's just a goof. They're also fake. At one time, when I think about like not like really ranking them, but at one time, I really held high regards for D-Boss. Hey, Kemper, drama cells. But every time she would be like, "Oh, I didn't see that in chat. Did that happen in chat? Oh, I must have missed that. Was I there? Did that happen? Well, I didn't see that." About 2 months of that, I was like, "Well, you have a memory problem? What do you mean?" She's just like, "Oh, I must have missed that." Then I realized it was a put on. But I never get over the feeling I felt when I seen D-Boss and Bird, especially Bird, turn on Mama T. I mean, right or wrong. I could see, like, if Ernie Shell ripped you off, and you're just like an investor or whatever, an internet friend or something like that, and he ripped you off, I could see, banishing him to hell and being mad at him. But all those women were eagles. They were all eagles, and they loved each other. But the first time Mama, Nickalina got up there and laid the law down, whoosh, they flew. And I don't care what they say. No decent, strong, caring person that builds up women would ever slaughter their friend in public. You just wouldn't do that. And that's why I could only relate it to Carrie. That's what I see in my mind. They prettied her all up for the prom. They told her she was beautiful. They, got her out there and made her think she was winning prom queen. And they dumped the pig blood on her. It's just fitting. Bird acted like she's better than someone I know. Sitting in that chat back there, it was like, I don't know how to put it tactfully. Bird was like the not popular girl. But when she had Mama T, at least she had another not popular girl. Like they were the two girls that were not popular, no, but they were still cool. They weren't bums, and they could hang out together. And then they threw Mama T to the bus. So here's Bird, like the one left not popular, and she's trying to be popular, and it just looks weird. If I had to place money on how Bird really felt, I think Bird would have stayed with Mama T, but all them bitches are afraid to leave the flock, Drama says, I think the only reason they don't want to be harassed by her, yeah. I don't know who it was that said, "Oh shit, you better be prepared now. They're going to come for you." What are they going to do to me? Yeah, because that's what they do. They come, they just have a meth lab at my house. My police department's already been alerted. I work for myself. Well, I'm sure they'll find something, but I'll overcome it. And if all else fails, Sapphire's going to roll up in my driveway, and she's going to want to have a granny fight on my front lawn. And you know what I'll do with that shit? I'm going to tell Ted, here, hold my phone. Film this shit because I want to make some money off of it on YouTube. Can you imagine? I don't know what Sapphire really looks like, in real life. But I'm a chunky butt, like 300 pounds. I'm like probably 5'8", and I'm 54. Can you imagine me out there trying to fight anybody? Didn't they used to have bum fights on YouTube? We're gonna make granny fights. That's how we could build a channel. That's how we could build granny fights. Come on with it. Then you won't look ridiculous. Say, come on with it. Did you see Nickalina's dumbass? How she said, come on with it was, she said, Owasso, Michigan. And she rattles off her street number and address. Come on with it. We're not afraid. Well, you know what, you dumb broad? Your mouth, you don't know who's out there watching you be weird. You have kids at home. Regardless what you think, do you not think of your children? Saying come on with it and telling your address out there with the mouth you got and the shit you say being a troll, Do you not have any responsibility to your children? Oh, we're packing. We'll protect them. Okay, because kids go missing and die every day. So that excuse is out the window. That's irresponsible, absolutely irresponsible of her to do. No strong woman in their right mind as an adult would ever put their street address and everything out there, knowing they're a troll, and say, come on with it. Come on with it. She's always talking about the alpha male and the beta male. And from what I observed on the video last night, Nickalina is the alpha male in that family, but Frank's the beta by far. By far. And he's sick of her shit. He's wishes, and now she's crushing. Kipper said she needs to worry about the people in Owasso. Owasso, is that how it said? Where'd the comment go? I don't know why that does that. Owasso, a lot of them know 77 don't like her. Well, I can imagine, Kemper. Queen says, Casa Sue, she's worried about the kids. Oh, I know. That's what I always remind her. Whenever she wants to come at me with anything, I'm like, you know what? At least I never screwed off my children, not just child, my children's full ride to Michigan State University to be a troll on the internet. And the clip that I'm making right now, still haven't got done. And it shows Frank standing there looking at her. And her marriage is next. She's not self-aware enough to even know. She's like, oh, he puts up with it because he loves me. Yeah, I'm sure he will for a while. I'm sure he will for a while. I thought 77 was going to fly off with her hair flipping. I know. Okay, here's a little fun fact. My youngest son's dad, I was loving him since I was 14, but I married somebody else, got divorced, and then we got back together. And my best friend and I would go out, and she would come walking. She goes, where's Andy? And I go, I don't know what. I go, why? She goes, well, I know he's here somewhere. You're flipping that fucking hair. And if I was drinking and Andy was around, I was always flipping that hair. And that's what, she was feeling herself last night. She sure was. Oh man, my family would pull my internet out of the wall. Yeah, Frank did. And did you see her daughter? I need to get this clip done, because I was making this clip and I can't remember what the first of it. Her daughter says something, and Nickalina's deaf in one ear. Her daughter says something, and Nickalina goes, "What?" And her daughter says something else, like changes it. So then, and later on in the video, her daughter comes down and goes, I cannot wait to show you this, because her daughter's a hoot. Her daughter comes down and says, it smells skunky in here because of her hair. And Nickalina goes, what? And she goes, something's funky in here. And Nickalina doesn't realize that she said skunky. Night, Brissy. And it was just funny. I was like, man, I wonder how much that girl does all that day, when she says something, then her mom will go, what? And she changes it just to laugh at her. But yeah, her daughter walks downstairs and looks at her, and I'm not going to put her daughter's face in the clip, but I wish that I could. Oh, was she? Oh, we'll see how slow I am. Huh. That might make sense. I thought she meant like Nickalina's hair was skunk. Maybe she did say funky. And I got the part of there where Nickalina's like, Mama T had a brass crack pipe. And I was like, well, I've never seen crack in person, never seen a crack pipe in person, never seen a crackhead. I've seen it on TV and seen it, in books and things like that. But I always thought it was a glass crack pipe. Didn't think they made brass crack pipes. But yeah, Nickalina was going on and on about a brass crack pipe. And boy, did she sure know a lot about making meth, telling that lady they're shaking it and the tubes and this. I was like, dang. Yeah, those women will never, ever, ever convince me that was not a ploy and a plot and set up completely. Kipper said, I guarantee that Nick has shit to say about Nick's bullshit on YouTube when that camera's off. Oh, I bet. I bet. Well, for the longest time, he came on, what's for dinner on YouTube? And then she was so far up up Ernie's ass. And now, BK's back here. She's going to be up BK's ass. And, he's got to just, you got to wonder, he's like, why is she tripping on Jimbo like that? Jimbo. And the clip I'm making, I started out to make it to see how many times she said Jimbo, but all the time she said Jimbo was a lot when she sings that stupid song. And I'm not Jimbo, but just while I was making the clip and hearing it, it did triggered me. It triggered me, and I was like, I can't, and I had to cut out the Jimbo. So now I'm torn. They'll say, oh yeah, why'd you cut that out for your friend? Because it's, for one, you should never put a religion. I don't care if you're religious or not. You don't have to believe in Jesus to have tact. To put in Jesus, Jesus loves me. And putting the word fuck to the tune of Jesus loves me. Unless you are just a complete goof who has no credible or tact or anything like sense about you. Who puts the word fuck in Jesus loves me? So I'm sitting there hearing that in the clip, and what I want to bring about in the clip is it's like the levels of Nickalina cringe, because just in that one thing, there's like 10 levels of cringe. So to show the cringe, I have to play the cringe, but I don't want to be part of the cringe. So I'm like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Part of the cringe, though, is seeing her daughter's face, but I don't want to show her daughter's face. But that just, goes into the whole thing of it. It's just weird. Did you know 77 was a meth head during her first marriage? Oh, I've seen the pictures of her. Yeah. It's great. Yeah, it's not funny. I guess Izzy made the song. Went from Izzy poop. I mean, after they said, oh, just a second. After they made the Izzy poop, they were saying Constance poop or something like that. That's not even that big. But to retaliate back from Izzy poop, they put fuck and Jesus loves me. Okay. Trevor says, do y'all think Mama T got that much money from them? Or, well, see, this is the problem. We know Nickalina and traders lie. We know they do this shit to troll and to cause outrage. And nothing they say can be trusted. So whatever they say that Mama T took, I'm sure it's less than that. The craziest thing is Nickalina's now saying, yeah, and Mama T has a gambling problem. She just added more shit to it for no reason. So we really don't know what the truth is. And I know what Liberators said about her going behind their back, and wanting money. And other people said that. Jimbo said she did the same thing and went behind their back. That's why I've always called her a scammer. Clear back to off season for plumbers. I don't think we'll ever know a true total. Traders is going to put out receipts though, which you can't believe them because they fake receipts. So we'll never know. I mean, but just knowing traders and Nickalina and all them, yeah, it's not near as much as they say it is. They're going to gaslight, but Mama T is still going to lie. Right. Yep. And they're proving my point right. Because if the whole goal was to help her and she scammed them and they found out, they would just walk away from her. They wouldn't need to add this shit on. Can you believe they called in a meth lab? After the hell they gave Jimbo for just calling the motel? And D-Boss sitting there going, but Jimbo called the motel. Okay, D-Boss, take out the scales of justice. Let's put Jimbo called the motel in one hand. And in the other hand, put her friends called in a meth lab. Which is worse? Which is worse? It's really not even double standards, it's just they're ignorant. And it's their fake outrage. It's the fake outrage that kills me. By their standards, Mama T was supposed to do 3 things with that money. I mean, she had 3 things to do: 2 car payments and the registration. So they gave her the money, and she made the car payment, 1 car payment, the registration, and the aunt paid the other payment. Yes, what she screwed up was when she did that whole receipt. Faking that receipt just showed right there she's shady. She pulled that off like she was slick. And you know how dumb I feel? I would have bought that. When she said, okay, and here's the color for the first one, here's the color for the second one, I thought, oh, okay. And I'm smarter than that. And that's where she screwed up, because that right there shows deception. Had she just made switch the car payments around or something like that, it wouldn't show deception. But the fact that she did that with the receipt, that shows you're sneaky. Yeah. They live and breathe in a state of hypocrisy. Yes, they do. It's just weird. Beyonce was said, and Kaz getting up there trying to back speculative vouching that she did donate. Yeah. Kaz is just a weirdo. That's all I got to say about Kaz. She's just a weirdo. She gets up there and wants to talk sexual things like that, and it's just, I don't know. Even my closest girlfriends and I don't think I would say shit like that, but this getting up there and talk, it's just creepy. It's just, ugh. It kills me to hear the way it calls and then they're lying. Nobody calls. I know. Yep. But they put Jimbo through hell for calling the motel. But they could call the motel twice and say a fake meth lab. And they were her friends and they loved her. We didn't. Smiley myself, I thought about how in the hell would some people feel if there was an unalive event because of all this nonsense. How would they feel? They would say, I know what they'd say, somebody else's life is not our problem. Did you hear what Nickalina said to Kiki's eyes? But Kiki was like, I don't have any issues. I always wanted to put a rule on my chat that I didn't want anybody to ever talk about health problems, religion, or things like that, because I could barely help myself. I would flip if someone came to my chat and said that, because I wouldn't know what to do. And I think it puts people in a hell of a spot. So I was like, I just don't want to have it in my chat. But then again, how cold would you be just to tell somebody don't talk about it? Well, Nickalina goes far and says, bitch, you're just looking for attention. Get the fuck out of my chat. I don't give a fuck if you kill yourself. That's in my level of cringe, because that's on that video, on that clip I'm making. That's in the level of cringe. But see, Nick does that for the shock value. She wants people to go, oh my God. Because just like what I always say with that 70 girl when she says, that's badass. Yeah, I say badass now. Thinking she's cool. Nickalina's like, yeah, I told her to kill herself. So what? She's there for the shock value. That's why she says retard. That's why she flashes the okay to say okay side and all that other stuff. She thinks she's edgy. Look how edgy. Ain't I cool? I'm edgy. I ain't got no rules, damn it. No one controls me. My Cartman. I'm grown. I can do what I want. I'm grown. I can do what I want. They just follow behind. It's all about the shock value. Let's just see how we get shocked on. That's what they did to Mama T, just shock her. But I still, my head just spins about Bird. How could you do that, Bird? Y'all know the hell she gave me. Remember when she flipped the fuck out? And she stood up for Mama T, and she was cussing me like no other, sticking up for Mama T. And I'm just tired of treating Mama T, And then they just throw her under the bus. And I'm not so sure. They all said that we tried to do it in private, and she wouldn't, listen. Well, then why wouldn't you just walk away from her? She's obviously scamming us something. If she's not doing it, there's your answer. But to parade her up on stage and do all that shit, they wanted that sick moment. And then all the little weak bitches had to go with Nickalina. Kim maple syrup and all them are going, I love you, Nickalina. Nickalina's such a good person. Yes. Lisa Stark said, what's up, Paul? Well, I was tired, and then some trigger twats got me triggered. Yeah, tomorrow you'll see they'll all be saying, God damn, Constance Sue didn't take a breath. God damn, Constance, she was triggered. Boy, she was triggered. What did we trigger her? What the hell ever? And Nicholas the other day, the difference is we don't cry. What woman builds another woman up by telling her that she shouldn't cry? It's absolutely okay to cry. And that kind of, if I had any tiny bit of feeling for traders at all, yesterday was just talking about her brother, and she was wiping her tears like that, and it was like she was doing her best to not cry. And I was thinking, won't one of you bitches step up and say it's okay to cry? That's how people's heads get scrambled, and that's how bad things happen when you tell people, anybody, that we're strong bitches, we don't cry. But y'all just keep growing them like you want to over there. I'm gonna have strong women classes. The only thing I don't do it is because I think of South Park and they make fun of strong women. And Nickalina, Colin, Sherry, all things in life. She told her she didn't want to talk to her. She blocked her number. She didn't answer once. She hung up on her on the second time. And Nickalina keeps calling her back. Can you imagine if that would have been Jimbo that did that to her? Hell would have rained down. Jimbo's never even done anything like that. Never even thought about it. And here Nickalina's doing it to her, saying she has mental problems. And they're all just over there sitting there. Okay, it's okay. It's okay she did that. It's okay she tried to get Sarah's, kid or going to call CPS. It's okay she did that to Alicia. It's okay she did this. It's okay. Jimbo married a 12-year-old that he thought was 15 when he was 17 in love. Oh, the horror. They're just followers. And I don't know why they won't come over and argue with me. I don't even want them to argue with me. I just want them to convince me that I'm wrong. Midnight Bears. I remember Seven crying several times for Ocean Lover until she decided to keep the money. Yeah, and then she had her fake crying when she was at Rabbit's. She'd be in Rabbit's channel, and Rabbit has like motivating topics, and if you didn't know Nickalina, you would think, oh my gosh, Nickalina's like, Rabbit, you're motivating me to be a better person, and I want to be a better person like you. And then she would go do some fucked up shit, and then Rabbit would come back and say, you know what? I get so frustrated because I see you guys doing bad shit, and then I see you say, and she didn't say to anybody in particular, she's just saying in general, I see people, and then they turn around and do the same thing. And I thought that's why Rabbit quit, because she just got tired of, just people flipping like that. But then I realized Nickalina, that was all an act. She didn't give a shit. She was LARPing her way through that shit too. She ain't never going to change. She likes this. It's all about the troll. Ernie, you're next. Mark my words. Ernie, you are next. Cowherd said, best friend. Ernie, best friend. Surely he's not that stupid. He probably is, though. Truther says, the ones that are calling themselves mean girls is Nick, making them feel important when in reality they're beneath her and weak. Oh, yeah. Kim Maple Syrup wants to interview Nickalina. She's asked Nickalina, I don't know, a good few times that I've seen. I'm not around them all the time. But Kim's asked her. Well, ask anybody who's been in Rabbit's chat. Sorry, Kim, don't mean to hurt your feelings. But Kim is a whiny little bitch. Kim is needy. Needy. Kentucky said, oh my God, you missed it. Oh, Constance handed them an alcohol. And Raylan Haribi because she kept gaslighting. I know that's what she does. But Kim is needy. Izzy is needy. If it would have been her birthday today, I might go this tomorrow. On Chaos and Rose's panel, textbook Izzy. Chaos and Roses is having her panel. She's talking right away. Izzy comes in and says, well, something like, I'll go because if I stay here, I'll ruin your chat. And then everybody says, oh no, Izzy, don't go. Don't go, Izzy. Don't go, Izzy. Or maybe it was something else. Because, yeah, it was on very needy, very whiny. Let me finish that story. So she's saying, Nickalina, that's why I want to interview you because you're a strong woman, and you know this and this. And she kept asking her and asking her and asking her, and just like now they're talking shit about God. At least I don't have to pretend like I like Mama T's intro song. Well, at least we don't have to put up with her reading like a third grader. Mark my words, Kim. Pretty soon you're gonna get your ass booted out because you're whiny, and they don't like whiny people. Yeah. So and Izzy, they keep you around because I think they have like a martyr. But if she doesn't, she went to cast. She's like, well, hey, have me up on panel, and more people will come in. And Cass is, being nice to Izzy, and then Izzy takes over the whole panel, and makes it about her. But see, now if I say that, then Izzy's going to say she's being mean to me. Izzy said that every one of her videos have been struck. She said, I can't even put a video out here because the haters strike them all. Izzy, you're playing copyrighted music. Most times, all they do is take your monetization for that video. It just means, it'll go to somebody else, but your video's still fine. But you play music every fucking video. So maybe stop playing music every fucking video and see if your strikes don't go away. Yeah, it's not that hard. Izzy, you've been out here longer than it. I mean, you should know that by now. So what I'm thinking is, does she know that by now, or she just use that for excuse? Oh, the haters hate me so bad. Everybody hates me so bad. I can't do this. Stop it. And then who was the next person I seen that Nickalina had enough of? Dr. Light said Ernie can be next just for the outside drama. Yeah, he's going to be. I lost my train of thought. Costas, did you get my smiley or what? Yeah. Email. Oh, I don't know. It might have went to spam because I found Fizz's email in spam, and then the other email that I couldn't find from Fizz, and I looked everywhere, was because he sent it to me in text. I was like, why the hell can I find it? And I opened my text, it was there. I was like, oh shit. That's why I couldn't find it. I'll just tell you, this is another thing I got to work on. I'm the worst at email. I'm the worst at Facebook. I'm at worst everything because I just get busy through the day and I do this and I do this, and then I just shut down. I realize just shut it. And I never get back to it. I always think, well, like somebody will return it, send a text, and I'll think, okay, I'll return that in a minute. And then before you know, I forgot it and it's moved way back. But I'm going to try to work on that too. I do suck at email. I do. I suck at email. I suck at anything that's, I don't know, not really tech related, but something that's going to take time. I don't know. And text is kind of better until text gets overwhelming. And then I just, makes everybody mad. But then I put the do not disturb on here and gets everybody really mad, really, really mad. Thanks, Mo. I was like, I'm not trying to ignore everybody. I'm not trying to ignore anybody, but I just kind of ignore everybody. Or I go down my There she goes, dry begging for that laptop again. There she goes, dry begging for that laptop, fumbling around over there like she's, well, if I had this seat, no, I'm a goof. You're going to see. I guess I'll be dry begging for brains because that'll be the only thing I'm lacking, Night, Charlotte. I didn't mean to log out like that. It just did that. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I just pushed the wrong button again. And people are saying you're over there dry begging for that because you're goofing it all up. No, I was just a goof. Generally just a goof. Was no sinister plan. Just a second. Okay. Make sure I'm here. What was I talking about? Oh, tomorrow when I can share screen, heck. When someone does take her to court and claims she'll play a character on YouTube, yeah. I know, like slander and defamation is really, you got to prove that you're out something and that you've been damaged somehow. But I just cannot see how it's okay to be called a pedophile and there not be any legal resource that you do without proven damage. I would be looking for something. I don't know what the thing is, but that's why Nick does that, because to say pedophile is edgy. People look at anything that's going to make someone turn their head and look at her. That's what she's going to do. She don't care what it is. Dr. Light says, love your honest spirit, fight for truth, cause the world may need many of you. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Yeah, monetary damages is hard to prove, and you got to prove that. I don't know. Would $1 be enough? I mean, like, you have to prove that you lost a job. Well, how do you know that? How do you know you lost a job if you didn't get a job? Unless they come out and say, yeah, we didn't hire you because we thought she was a pedophile. But I know he could be, honestly, if because of what they say, I thought Jimbo was a pedophile. So if I stayed out of his chat and I didn't super chat him, would that be monetary damage enough to sue? I don't know. Yeah, Kaz, it is. It's about the manipulative and the vindictiveness. And that goes so deep because it's not only like Nick isn't getting off just on the, manipulating Mama T. It's the manipulating Kim Maple Syrup, Bird. If we were privy to, the conversations, talk a shit about all of them in there. Okay. Does somebody want a link? Just by seeing what I see now of them talking shit about Mama T, they're all talking shit about the people in there. They don't give a shit about them. These are all strong women. They were the Eagles. They were building. We are a strong group of women building each other up. Oh, it was Rosie Wren. She's about sick of Rosie's shit too. She got stuck with Rosie because how she goes into the chats, into weaker chats like that, stirs them all up to cause trouble. She went into Rosie's chat, and that's where the shit started coming to light. She tried to get Jimbo involved in it, and blame, but it didn't pan out. What panned out was she got stuck with Rosie. So now I love Rosie. I love Rosie. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I love Rosie. Well, the other day, Nick was right in the middle of the shit with Mama T, and Rosie's like, are you going to stream my SeaWorld? Are you going to stream my SeaWorld? Are you going to stream my SeaWorld? And I can tell nobody, Nick's like, shut the fuck up. She did stream her StreamWorld. I mean, her SeaWorld. But yeah, that was a thing, she happened onto him. Now they're stuck with it. That what to do. It's all, and she manipulates Raylan. I know whoever's second in charge. We should play like pin the tail on the donkey. Rank the trigger twats. And I was doing that when I made that list. It was like I put Nickalina first, and I put Trader second, and McKenna third. Now they'll say, "Oh my God, they're over there talking about us." Yeah, you are. You are some fucking weirdo people, and that's what I cover on the internet. I cover strange ass shit on the internet, and it is a psychology expert. If you had to rank, if you had to line them up in rank, who do you think ranks above who? I think it's fascinating to me. And I thought when I split them up, absolutely, I put Bird and D-Boss with Mama T. I bet I would have bet my lunch money on them. Absolutely, I'd have been screwed. Just so nobody said she couldn't manipulate me, and that's why she tried to fuck with me. Yeah. Well, you see what happened to Ash. You see what happened to even to ATIL. She sat there and she said she has issues. And then she proceeds to call her 3 times. And she says, I'm going to keep calling her. What kind of sick bitch knows she has issues and keeps calling her for no other reason than she wanted to tell you to, she didn't want to hang around you. Kaz, it is so much projection. Bullhorn Betty does the same thing. And it's another weird thing to me. Like if like if you catch them stealing cookie candy out of the candy jar, they're going to say that day, I seen you stealing candy out of the candy jar. Whatever you catch them doing, they're going to turn around that same day and blame you for it. Just like the shit with ATIL. Jimbo did not make that call. Nobody, I don't know who made the call. I won't even blame it on the trigger bots because I don't know who made the call. But Nickalina is going to say, because somebody blamed Nickalina for it. Nickalina's like, and we know Jimbo made that call. It's like fighting with a 3-year-old. The devil reincarnated, yeah. It's the psychology of it all that's just, crazy to me. And then you got to put Kaz in there. And then where does Izzy fit in line? And D-Boss and Zepparella and Cushy. And Cushy, you need to not take life so serious. They call me triggered to say I need to breathe and all that shit. Well, honey, chill with the memes, okay? Life ain't that serious. Chill with the memes. Midnight Bears, for example, if you looked at pattern of channel growth that finds over time to stand, and then it was consistent, then declined after N7's false claims of each time she did it, it's proof of a loss. That's true. That's true. She's just one of them people that thinks it'll never happen to her. She thinks that as long as she does it and it's out of state, they're not going to come for me. And she thinks that if the cops are called, they're just going to tell you to log off the internet. And 99% that might be true. But all it takes is that 1%. Same reason Bullhorn Betty does it. I'm so backed up on content though. But I want to just go over all my old Bullhorn Betty bullshit. Just to show you from clear back, the fuck she did. Good night, Mars. Stacey said, I think Cushy is a bit slow. I think she is too. What I've seen her do is talk a big game, like she's a bad, tough ass guy. But then if something happens and I don't know, say just like with ATIL, they got kicked out of the chat, then she gets really pissy and ball baby, and it recycles. DC, I don't know what's up with her, but they're like in the same thing. There's something going on there. Them AI pictures, they're just, I don't know. Call me fat, and they weird pictures, but what are your thoughts on Alaska Bush Mom? I don't know about Shasta, but Alaska Bush Mom, she's weird. I think she's evil too. Just some of the shit I've seen her post. And I don't know why. I mean, But it's like the whole psychology of who's there because they want protected, who's there because they've been like Janica. I don't really know Janica. I remember Janica a little bit from White Rabbit's chat. But what I remember from Janica was I thought she was a responsible adult woman, no nonsense kind of lady. I really thought she was a strong woman, like a person that you would look to as a strong woman, independent woman. Like she could, didn't need a man, take her shit on all she wanted to, and stand up. But then when I see her following this shit, it blows it all out. And I'm like, what the hell? And kind of like D-Boss. I thought D-Boss had money. She was independent. She, ran her own life, took care of her own things. Might have been a little ditzy and a little blonde, but I thought that she would be a strong, independent woman until I seen her just fuck Mama T all the way off for Nick. And she didn't. When she gave Nickalina that link, that was another thing. Good night, Smiley Miley. Yes, I will. I will do it in the morning. I promise. When D-Boss gave Nick that link, that was one more thing that made my stomach feel sick. I was like, dang. Good night, Truth Urge. You're welcome. What about Night Owl? Kaz, I agree. I used to like her too. In fact, when she was Little Dave or whatever in Bullhorn Betty's chat, something happened and I felt bad for her. Oh, that Bullhorn Betty turned on her or something. It was really mean to her. And I felt bad for her. And then I didn't see her for a long time. Then I seen she was Night Owl. I love her voice. I love Edith Bunker. I think she sounds just like her. I love her voice. I used to put her chat on and just fall asleep or do dishes. I loved her voice. And I was always in her chat. But I didn't chat in her chat because you'd say something and when the trigger trots would say, get the troll out of here, something stupid like that. So she gave me a wrench. And she's like, well, you're welcome here, Connie. You're always welcome here. And I said, oh, that's cool, because we don't have to agree on everything. And then I was wrenched in her, and then I could chat, no problem. And then things started slowly going where they would talk more shit on me. And she, I could see she talked a little shit on me. And then I just didn't feel comfortable there to where it's come down to now. She's full blown talking shit on me. Yeah. She's full blown talking shit on me. But I think she's one of them people that just got caught up in this, caught up on all of it. I think that a lot of them have held on to that 12 is 12 bullshit as a mantra. And so they know that, if they leave Nick, there's really nowhere for them to hang out with people. And they've held on to that 12 is 12 bullshit to where they look like they're sacrificing their beliefs. Should they hang up the 12 is 12 bullshit? So they'll just ride that 12 is 12 bullshit to the wheels fall off. I mean, if you look at it, and if it's them calling him a pedophile is just not only wrong, it's not correct. It's not even the definition of pedophilia. Thank you, Stacey May. Scientific skeptic is probably the smartest person I know out here, and he said it's not pedophilia. Pedophiles don't change. Jimbo would still be looking for a 12-year-old, 12-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 12-year-old, 12. When he's 50, a 12-year-old. When he's 30, a 12-year-old, 11-year-old. 20, a 12-year-old, 30, a 12-year-old. He'd be looking for 12-year-old clear peas, until he's 90, he'd want a 12-year-old. Well, clearly, Thelma's only 2 years younger than him. He's not a pedophile. And if it's not that they can't see that that girl said she was 15 when Jimbo fell in love with her. They all know that. But they have to have something to be outraged about. And they're afraid to give it up because it makes them look like I'll never give up the 12 is 12. I said 12 is 12. I gave it up. A lot of people that I know said it at first and then gave up. Skunk Cake says, if Jimbo's marriage is legal, I don't care if he was 30 and his wife was 12, if the marriage is legal. Yeah, that's every right to say that. It was legal. Both parents approved. And you know what I think? And I'll probably get shit for this, but how many 17-year-old boys do you know that love a girl enough that he'd say, "Will you marry me?" I mean, I would, my daughter would say, "You're not getting married." No, it's not that sweet. But dang, at 17, most guys are just wanting a piece of ass and go on about their way. He loved her. And to see the picture of Jimbo and Thelma, I think it's adorable. And they're still together. It's adorable. You was a Betty Washington's. Betty is a goof. She's with her media. I'm a social media influencer and dank stalking her, and she watched 20,000 hours of porn for no reason, whatever, all that. Yeah, Betty, yeah, she's not bad, but yeah. But see, she's sitting there talking shit on Mama T. I knew she was a fake back in June. Well, then why was you sitting up there on her panel kissing her ass? You bought her work clothes, and now you're saying, "Oh, I knew she was a scammer before all that." That says more about you, Betty, than it does Mama T. Betty can be funny, but Betty sat up there saying that Kemper was a registered sex offender. I think Al does. Yeah, she lives at home. But I think there's like maybe 3 people. When I first heard White Rabbit, I loved I loved her voice too. So I would always go into her chat. But for some reason, her and Prissy thought that I was just there to cause trouble. Asked Momo, was her mod then. And there was always just like, like, I don't know. I think, damn it, Mo, what brought that up? It was I talking shit on Bullhorn Betty or something? And anyway, Mo's like, "Don't say that in chat." And I'm like, "I'll say if I want to." And I got kicked out. And that hurt my little feelers because I loved White Rabbit. And I would go back, and White Rabbit would kind of even be a little bit mean to me. And I'd still go back. And I'd still go back. And I'm like, why am I going back? And these people are being mean to me. And that's how I felt with Night Owl. But then Night Owl just keeps talking shit. I'm like, fuck that. Yeah. I think I was talking shit on Bullhorn Betty, and that's when she was friends with Bullhorn Betty. And I usually, I could be respectful in chat, but then there's sometimes where I can't. I'm like, how the fuck can you be friends with Bullhorn Betty? How can you think Bullhorn Betty's a good person? Well, I should have just shut up because they were friends. And I did it sometimes, but sometimes I couldn't. And I just had to say something. And then voila, she found out she was a piece of shit. Told you so. Told you so. And I know there are probably people that support her, but and Bird was in panel 2. Oh, tonight, Charlotte? This goes exactly if they knew. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, if you knew that, why are they still there? That's what was fascinating me with reading their chat today. They're all over there saying the same shit about Pumbaa that we said. Well, that dog's paw's been hurt forever. They need to take Pumbaa. They need to do something with Pumbaa. And I'm like, bitch, you just said we were the devil for saying that. And the biggest one, well, Mama T's using. She's smoking that crack. We none of us said that. We said pills or something. We never said she was a crack whore. And her friends, the people that loved her, they're all calling her a crack whore. Y'all don't understand how it's twice as worse because we weren't her friends. We were over here talking shit, but we're not her friends. And y'all over there doing the same thing we are now, and you loved her. And for what? $100 that's not accounted for? I do believe they jumped the gun on that one. Now I can understand they got mad about the behind the chat. Her Mom T asking for money behind the chat, but they said they already knew all that. Nick said she told everybody to shut the purse strings back down in December. Well, then what the fuck was the problem? Why were they still letting the other money go through? Did not everybody get the memo? Where was the memo sent out? Was everybody supposed to what was that? If you knew she was scamming in December, why weren't you encouraging her to get a job? Why were you guys talking shit to us when we said that about getting a job? Huh. Oh, Betty, I'm sure can be pretty, but she's one of them people that just takes her, she just takes it to, I'm Betty Washam. Okay, honey, you're pretty and you're on YouTube, but you're not, you're not all that. You're meant to be this much, but you're not all that. Just drama down a little bit, Just drama down. Like you said, they all heard that dog get whacked. Yes, that's what I was talking about, Kim. That's what they were saying. Now all of a sudden, they heard the same thing we heard. That's what they were talking about. Thank you for reminding me. Remember when we heard the dog get whacked and they said the dog didn't get whacked? They were all talking about today. The dog got whacked. But it was Amber. Amber Robinson is the most fake, led by the nose. If you start talking about Bigfoots, then she'll like Bigfoots. The next minute, if you hate Bigfoots, she'll be hating Bigfoots too. She has no original thought of her own. Just, she's a whole psychology experiment in herself. I picture her having a bull, one of them rings her nose, and people just grab on and take her because she has no thought of her own. She's wishy-washy back and forth. She said, D-Boss saying we don't know what happened with Mama T. I know what that. Yeah, Stacy, that is not really a gaslight. I'm not smart enough to know all these terms. It's an excuse for an argument. No, I don't need to know. I don't need to know. I see Nick. I heard Nickalina say we drew her in to flush her out. Now, what did I miss, D-Boss? What didn't I see? What is it that I missed that makes that make sense? Night, Sharan. She's a dumbass. She's an absolute dumbass. She thinks she's cool. She's one of them girls that always hangs around the popular girls just to be popular for no other reason. She's just to be popular because she can't function out. She's not strong enough to stand up on her own. She doesn't have a thought of her own. I don't know if you've seen the other day when they were bitching about Hyundai over Kia, and McKenna was up there with Nickalina, and she said, Nickalina's like, so are we paying for a Kia or a Hyundai? And McKenna says, Hyundai is the parent company of Kia. And Nickalina says, no, it's not. And McKenna, who's the smart one, usually she says, oh yeah, no, I was thinking something else. No, it's not. No, yeah, Mama T, it's not. It's not. And then someone says, yeah, that is the parent company. And McKenna's like, oh, I thought I knew that. Well, then why the fuck did you stand up to Nickalina and tell her that? If you knew that was true, why did you just change your mind because Nickalina changed her mind? A strong woman would say, no, Nickalina, Hyundai is the parent company of Kia. But no, she switched it all up and changed it. I wasn't around for the grandkids. I wasn't around then. Yeah, and we heard the daughter get hit too. But now we were the devil. How dare you say Mama T's on drugs without any proof? I'm going to try to find those clips if I have time. It was Sarah. I know it was Sarah's panel. And they were saying, yeah, I remember when Anna used to kiss ass over here. Because when, also in Rap's chat, because she was with Ernie and she used to talk shit to me. Well, then when she went to Rap's chat, she would always comment on my clips, and she was always real nice to me. And she's like, hey, girl, or something like that. I'm like, I thought you didn't like me. Oh, no, I love you, girl. I love you, girl. Until Rap and Nick split. And it's like, she's scum. She's trash. And that's what C'est La Vie said to me. C'est La Vie and I were both clip channels. I never had anything against C'est La Vie. I told her if I had anything that she could use it. I would share my clips with anything she wanted. And she's like, okay, cool, hon, and we're sweet. And then one day I went into Rap's chat and I said something and she's like, Constance is trash. Like, bitch, you don't know me like that. I mean, I'm not even in here. Why are you so trash? She's just one of those exactly mean girls. One of those people that, the popular girls that would just talk shit to somebody for no damn reason. You can see McKenna and C'est La Vie and Amber being those girls in high school that were cunts for no reason. Yeah, I can't now either, Mo. I never had a problem with her until she said that shit about me. And then I seen what she did, it's all the behind the scenes bullshit. It's all the nicey. And then that day in Ernie's chat when he was calling me a domestic violence on the registry, and so Olivia goes, Ernie, can I get that information from you? And I was like, bitch. But yeah, guys, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I got that paper from McPherson County and the city of Canton. I have no domestic violence charges. I I didn't think that I would sleep through a domestic violence charge. So when they told me I had one, and Ernie showed me that website, I was like, maybe I do. I know I had that one fight, and I know Selah said I was trash, and I know he wanted his chainsaw, and I gave him his chainsaw with full force. But that was the only thing that's ever happened like that. So that could have been the only time. And I'm thinking, did I go to jail for domestic violence? And honestly, when I say I've slept since then, I don't remember. I mean, I was like, maybe did I? Did I? And I really didn't care, that much to go, to look into it. But today, for some reason, just hit me, and I called up, and they're like, no, it's disturbing the peace. No, disorderly conduct. I said, that's what I fucking thought. I thought that's all. I was like, I couldn't imagine that I would sleep through a domestic violence charge. But I know why I did it, because last night on Izzy's panel, or this morning, Izzy said, okay, so ask Nickalina, okay, so is Constance, does she have domestic violence charges? And she went, yes, she does. And that's why I called. I was like, bitch, I'm pretty sure I don't. Jackie said, DC Dollars now saying Bolly Wash. Oh, yes, he's just gross. She's the one who has the video of Kimmy, the cuties behind a paywall. Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. Who says Sailor's a scammer stuff with that fake car accident. You know what? I was just on the outside of that. I didn't even go in Rap's chat or Jimbo's chat or anything when that happened. But just because I'm a clip channeling and I'm like in a lot of chats back and forth, just seeing who's being stupid, I seen that. And I just got the feeling when they said they were going to go down to support that lady and they were raising money. And I was like, oh, cool. And then that next day I said, Sailor goes, oh, my car broke down. My instant thought was, you're scamming. Joe says, you were trying to get a spot in the Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, and that's where these fools, I will never be them. Because they took what I said, yeah, he wanted the chainsaw and I threw it at him. Well, Ernie turned that into that I threw the chainsaw out of the truck, and while the guy was trying to get the chainsaw, that I tried to run over him. And then Dolly went with that too. It was like, you dumbass. It's not what happened. It was, and I felt really bad for it afterwards, because we still ended up getting divorced and split, and it was a couple Earth on years. Hell, hi Earth. It was a couple years that were, hell. But man, he loved that chainsaw. He really did. And they bend really easy. And he used to spend so much time, doing the teeth and making them, just right, And I was just mad, and I just threw it at him, and that was dumb of me. And then they call me Chainsaw Sue. Okay. If you think that's clever, I'll own it. I don't mind being called Chainsaw. Be called a hell of a lot worse, like a guy who tries to sexually assault his mod after the Upchurch concert. Yeah, call me Chainsaw, but don't call me a attempted rapist. Crew, I could just tell she lied. I mean, I don't know how I knew, but I just knew. I was like, that sounds like a scam. And there's something I'm watching now that if later on I ever tell you guys, remember when I said I was watching something? This is what I don't want to say it now because I don't know, and I don't want to be wrong, and I don't want to accuse anything. But there's something going on right now that I see that feels scammy to me. Yeah, but they'll call you Rottweiler. It's just the goofy shit talking. We could have a lot of fun if they would just step up their game with the back and forth. Um, what you call me, shitty sheet Sue, or cooter pooter Sue, or something like that. Okay, if you must. Will you call us trigger twats? Well, I guess you're right, but I might be biased, but I think trigger twats is funny. I don't know. It wasn't even my idea. Somebody in the chat said it. I don't know. Just Raylan is, what was that show? A bee movie, and they had all the little bees that had each of the little things to do. Raylan reminded me of that little bee. It was like, okay, your bee job is to cause confusion, or your bee job is to sit over here and distract. Now, when she starts making sense, you start stomping your feet. You come over here and you start stomping your feet when she starts making sense. Mama T, are you gonna let her talk to us like that? Bitch, that cracked me up. What? Mama T, are you gonna let her talk to you like that? You fuckers been talking to her like that for 3 days. You just wanted me to. What she was hoping was she had a brain fart moment. She was thinking she was still a mod, or that Mama T was, and she's like, yeah, block her. Well, no. Even though I was talking shit to Mama T, I was talking more shit to them, so she let me speak. And that just fucked Raylan all up. She didn't know what to do. If she don't have that wrench or someone, she don't know, it fucks her all up. And that's what they all do. And then Amber has to come in. Amber's little bee job. Calm down. Take a breath. You're triggered. Take a breath. That's Amber's little bee job. Dummies. And then who else was there? C'est la vie. Oh yeah, C'est la vie's job's like, I'm the nice innocent. I didn't do anything. I'm just the one sitting here. Yeah, we all know you have fuck shit jobs that y'all do. And T-Boss said, I didn't make a phone call. You're right, D-Boss. But if I'm sitting with a group of women and they do some fucked up shit like that to somebody I'm supposed to love, I'd be taking a step back. I don't remember what I said during midnight, but I was just like, just shut up. Most of them, their weapon is that the wrench. So you go in their chat, and if you start talking like this, they block you. But they were just fucked tonight because nobody was blocking. They're like, their superpower was gone. That's why they won't come over here and talk about it. I wouldn't block them. I've told everybody, don't ever block anybody, because I want them to come over here and talk. And I don't want them to come over and scream and spam the chat and say poop and pee and duh. I want them to come over here and convince me that they didn't set Mama T up. I'm open to being wrong. And we can even get, a little yelling, like that. Just don't scream and be like Nickalina, and what she always say, well, I think she's got a touch of the tism. Or what she always say about me. When I first started going on live, the first thing Alaska Bush Mom said, I think she talks so fast because as a child, she was never heard. Everybody was talking around her, and she was pushed to the side, and she was never heard. Bitch, I was an only child. I was the only granddaughter forever. I got everything I talked to I talked all the time. That's probably why I talk all the time now. There was nobody there to shut me up. I mean, no other grandkids, no sisters and brothers, just mom and dad, grandma. No, I had plenty of time to talk. So when they couldn't say that, the next one was that I was manic depressive, or what, bipolar, something bipolar, but it was something else on bipolar. They diagnosed me with that. They said it was, pressured speech. pressured speech brought on by something, something mania or something like that. I was like, okay, that's it. It's pressured speech. Then it was meth. She's on the meth. And then you heard whatever the shit Nickalina said the other night. I think she's something. She's on the spectrum. That's another thing you will never hear me do. You will never hear me say, oh, I think she's got the spectrum or she's got this pressured speech. That just shows your argument is weak. You're just making shit up. Jackie, I might be a little manic. My issue is like today when we was watching Mama T. Who the hell has time all day to sit around and wait for somebody to say some shit? Say it. I got things to do. Yeah, that's how I made my page, because I had something to say. But if I've got something to say, why do I want to? I would think that everybody would get up and leave my chat if I even had 2 minutes of silence between a sentence. That would just drive me crazy. And they do it. Some people do it on purpose. They sit there, and especially when I'm making a clip, I'm like, good Lord, get on with it. I got things to do today. But if you go do something else and come back and do it 2 times forward, then you miss all the deleted clips, So she said, I also have never heard anyone say Traders has Down syndrome. That's why she's bringing that up. I don't know. I don't know either. I just know that it's completely fucked up, but it's completely their MO to weaponize transitioning. They did not give 2 shits when Lips was being called a man. If they really cared, they would have said to their friends, hey, don't say that about Lips, because transitioning, talking about that affects me. Or when they put it on, is it a boy with Jimbo? If you were really outraged by the transitioning, it would outrage you across the board, not just when it affects you. My nephew's transgender. We have a kid here in town. He's a waiter at a local restaurant. He's a dick. He's just a dick. And nobody likes him because he's a dick. But he'll always say, it's because I'm transgender. It's because I'm transgender. They're always meaning me because no, it's not because you're transgender. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care if you was an elephant, or I don't care what you are. You'd still be a dick. And that's why we don't like you, because you're a dick. But he weaponizes it all the time. Oh, it's because I'm transgender, isn't it? No. They were trying to find him a date. And this other college kid moved to town. They went out on a date. And the dude was just so tactless. I don't know what the word is. Was just horribly tacky. And he's like, it's because I'm transgender, and they were just like, how do I get you to see, dude? No, you're a dick. Yeah, it's weaponizing their sexuality, and it causes just as much harm. But Traders isn't doing that for her transitioning. Traders is doing that for what they always cause outrage. Just like saying retard, just like saying, all this stupid shit. She's doing it to cause outrage. Right now with Mallory and all that shit, going on, and transgender is a hot topic, and misgendering people is a hot topic, and they got it so hard on for Jimbo. There's and they want to see people, a mass exodus from his channel. They want everybody to leave his channel, or they want everybody to come fuck with him. And I can see Traders' little head spinning or turning. I know. Let's weaponize. Let's say that. What the hell? The dog scared the shit out of me. So now they're like, yeah. And that's exactly what Traders did. Made a video, more or less saying, this guy here, look at him. He's misgendering people. Go yell at him. He's misgendering people. Thinking that video would pick up and everybody go there. Oh, he's misgendering people. Well, it hasn't caught on. Which, Traders, that makes you a piece of shit. Just like I always said. I would believe that you were upset about your community if I see that reaction across the board. And I also might think it's about your community if you all weren't sitting there thinking that Nickalina saying retard is okay. Now, I can see your point. In my age, we said that word all the time. We didn't mean anything bad by it. But I know now that it does offend people. So while it doesn't offend me, I'm self-aware enough to know that I don't need to say it. Hey, Southern girl. So I don't say it. And I catch myself saying it. And when I do say it, I feel horrible. But Nickalina's like, fuck that. I'm not, the woke. I'm not woke. I'll say retard if I want to say retard. Fuck these people. I'll say retard if I want to. Okay. Well, if you can't care about others who that offends, then don't be so shocked when no one gives a shit about misgendering you. But the goal is, I shouldn't misgender you, and you shouldn't say retard, and because we can all get along. It's not that hard not to say retard, and it's not that hard not to misgender. It's just the little things we can do for each other to make our day. But I'm not going to sit there and have you outraged about your cause and then fuck off another cause. No. And Nickalina's she's foul. She don't give two shits about anybody. And if it can cause outrage, she's going to say it and do it because that's what she's here for. She's a troll. Yeah, Southern Girl was, yeah. And Ashley. But, can you believe? And I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. Hi, Din. I'm not afraid to admit when I was wrong. Okay, when I was reacting to ATIL's videos, a lot of people said, oh, I don't know if we should do that. And I was like, fuck that. She's, having, saying some serious issues about Jimbo, and I want to cover it. Well, now on the flip side of that, it's like, I probably shouldn't have done that. I look about it, I probably shouldn't have done that. But nobody ever harassed her. Nobody ever called her. And to see Nickalina sit there on a live stream, didn't give a shit. She didn't care what anybody thought. She didn't care. She didn't even try to hide it. She actually called and harassed that woman on a live stream, got hung up on, called back. She said, I'm going to keep calling. Who does that? You're here for the outrage, but who does that? And D-Boss and all you people over there clutching your pearls, who sits there and supports that and watches that? I challenge anybody to come up here and convince me that Nickalina is a good person. She'll say, oh, this is just a persona I put on the internet. I'm not like that in real life. No. You can't tell me that sickness. It's just, I could understand if you would be a little troll on the internet, but to be so ingrained in you that you fuck off your child's full ride scholarship and almost your marriage, and to see that, don't care if you get, might get to jail. There's something wired in your brain. And she did say that she's what'd she say that when you like pain with sex or whatever it is, she likes that. So I think there is something in her brain that she likes that. She likes all that stirring pain, drama bullshit. Like a drug. Cass, so should make a list. Attack. Yeah, I don't know her. I don't go back that far with her. Maybe a couple months. A masochist. Yeah, that's it, Mom. And she said that she likes that. And Trump says, I want to know why she recorded this call to the motel and then played it for the world. Traders, do you think she threw? No. They didn't give two shits about that. That's another psychology thing. So It's not only that Traders calls, she records it so she could be her little bee self and take that phone call back to the little beehive and play it for all the little bees and say, look what I did. Here, like a little boy, look what I did, Mama. Look what I did. Are you proud of me? Look what I did. And they'll all sit around and yuck it up and laugh about it because they all said they heard it. So they were all in the Mean Girls chat. And that's what we've always said they did, that they go chat to chat to chat, causing shit, and then go back and laugh. They just proved we were right. So they take this call that they went through the trouble of recording. It wasn't psychotic enough to fuck over your friend that trusted you, to fuck over the friend that really loved you. You all said you loved her. It wasn't psychotic enough to fuck her over by calling on the phone. You called, recorded it, took it back to your little worker bee thing over here, played it for everybody to laugh at and yuck up. Then Nick got blamed for it. And Nick's like, can I play the call? And Traders like, sure, fuck it, I don't care. And so Nick plays the call. But then what's Nick do? That night makes the same phone call of her own, which was worse. At least Traders was a little bit eased up on it by saying, I don't want you to get all freaked out and stuff like that. Fuck, Nick went full blown. They're shaking shit up, smoking it on on air and everything. It says, I don't even know Nickalina, I don't like her from what I've heard, and hanging out on Jimbo's chat. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. I can remember when she was still with Benny, her and rapper with Benny, and I first got going to her chat. She was a little bit much with me with the laugh and the, but, she was entertaining it a little bit because, rap was there. But then when they split, I was like, oh no. But then I just like going into everybody's chats and I watch everybody because I'm just waiting for somebody to do some stupid shit so I can talk about it. And then, I would go into her chat and I really wasn't friends with her, but I think I went up on her panel and talked. And she's like, I know you and I don't see eye to eye. And it was about Ernie. But it was never, just as I was, I'm doing this, sweetheart. I'm going to leave you a message in your community tab here in a bit. Oh, for Southern Girl. Kansas Drama Cells, I thought the same. Nick at the end was like, you can't blame me. Traders must have okayed that coming out. Yeah. She said that Traders gave her the permission. But I already had the Ghost of Reps chat where somebody said, oh, this is another crazy thing that I don't know if I pointed out or not. They were talking about that and something else. And both times, Sapphire steps up and goes, that never happened. And then the next comment, Nick's like, yeah, that happened. I was like, y'all better get together because she's out here white knight and you just threw her under the bus. Sapphire was going to pretend like it didn't happen. And then Nick said, yeah, it happened. And she said, somebody said something about the recorded call. They didn't hear it until the recorded call. And then Sapphire says, where's that recorded call? And Nick says, I heard it from your daughter. She's the one that did it. Well, Sapphire was trying to pretend like she didn't know where it came from. And Nick just threw her under the bus, said, your daughter did it. Exactly once they split, her color showed. She was in freak out mode and decided to become the bully she always was. Yeah, she didn't know what to do. She really didn't have any. Cunt was the only, they always say you have a hook or a shtick or something. The word cunt, because it was offensive. Yeah, we're the cunt club. That's all she really had. And to me, that's creepy, but it's not edgy. It's not cool. I don't know. Maybe to some people, yeah, we're the cunts. It's just like the 70s show. Yeah, I say badass. I say badass now. Yeah, I say cunt. I'm a cunt. Yeah, I say cunt. Ain't I cool? I'm a cunt. Okay, if you must. We should never had any, rap. Rap was just entertaining just because he's funny and he could, make you laugh and something like that. And I could always just talk, but Chris said, Constance, do you believe there's more than two chats? Oh, absolutely, crew. Absolutely. We told Mama T, everybody, when they were saying, Mama T, do you want to go in the Mean Girls chat? It was just common sense to know she wasn't getting in the real Mean Girl chat. And then when Nick busted that out, well, it's the Mean Girl management chat. Oh, so how do you think those other girls that have always thought that this was the Mean Girl chat? How do you think that how do you think that made them feel? Oh, so we're really not in the Mean Girl chat. We're in the level 2 Mean Girl chat. Drama says, I watched a lot of your 4 hours, but I couldn't type this. AM Southern Girl. Oh, I'm missing. Cass said, yeah, that breakup really exposed her psychosis. I do believe that she felt some type of way about rap. I really do. Because she's got pissy, smoking about mama for no reason. And I don't know if Jimbo humiliated her when they split or something, but there's some reason she goes so damn hard on that 12 was 12 bullshit. Because it's I think she does it because it's shocking. That's why she does it. Because it's shocking to say 12 was 12. It's shocking to say Jimbo married a 12-year-old. Yeah, I say 12-year-old. Yeah, ain't I cool? I say Jimbo married a 12-year-old because somebody's going to say, what? And she goes, yeah, it's shocking. But it's just overplayed, I guess. It's not even that shocking. But they can't let go of it. Like you fought so long for it. I mean, they should take a page out of a Southern Girl. Southern Girl was grown enough and self-aware enough to know, to change things. I remember Southern Girl saying, fuck you, fuck no, I'll fucking never go over that fucking 12 years old. I'll fucking never go over there, and then I said 12 was 12 too, but I never was really that hard, stance on it. So it really wasn't the extreme. But when you look at it, it's not a pedophile. It's no big deal. All you got to do is bitch about this man for something he did 30 years ago. And I could talk about the fuck shit you did last hour. You said your friend who you loved had a meth lab in her trailer or her motel room. Jimbo's not currently doing fuck shit. Well, he treats women like shit. He treats women like shit. And he calls us all these names. Well, you call him a pedophile. You call him a pedophile. How welcoming do you want a man to be when you call him a pedophile? Oh, honey, come here, sweetie. It's okay. And you call Kemper a registered sex offender. Well, a real man wouldn't talk to a woman that way. Well, a real woman wouldn't call a man a pedophile unless he was a pedophile. That's where they weaponize their gender. It's a give and take thing. You don't call him a pedophile, and he won't call you a dirty cunt. But they love to weaponize that and say, oh my God, he's so disgusting, the way he treats women. And then they look at Charlie K. Charlie K, please don't ever be one of them men that treats women that way. We'll call Charlie K a pedophile, just for practice. Call him a pedophile. See how long before he calls you a cunt. Just the lack of self-awareness and maturity. It's just dumb. But it's what they click together. But their game plan now, and I screenshotted the thing that Pindar said, their game plan now is, she said, we need to start going into either other chats or nicer chats. Their numbers are going down, so they're going to have to go into other communities and chats to drag people back with them. Which, as you can see, that I think it's the boy they call Kyle and some other boy came from Rosie's community. Them bitches should have enough couth to say, guys, what we do is probably not right for you, because just from what I see, and I might not be reading it right, but I see those boys, and like with Rosie, especially Rosie, learning this shit. Rosie's learning. Rosie is sitting there watching Nickalina, who she really looks up to. Rosie's watching Nick be the worst troll that I've ever seen, the worst human that I've ever seen. I think Rosie would be impressionable. So don't you think Rosie is going to take some of that behavior back to her community? If Rosie was my daughter, I would not let her hang around Nickalina. If Nickalina was teaching her how to be a strong woman, a good woman, and everything like that, yeah, absolutely do that. But do not drag my daughter into calling meth labs and to saying you suck dick good and your Kegel muscles are on point, or whatever she was saying. She's just impressionable. Who in the hell introduced Rosie to Nick? I really, I don't know. Sweet Katie somehow, because Sweet Katie, and Sweet Katie's always in taking care of everybody, and she's a sweet little girl to, she's taking care of everybody, and she's just as fucked up as the rest of them are. But that's her little B place, Sweet Katie's Sweet Katie. I love you. I'm just so nice and so sweet. No, she doesn't need it. The sense that I wouldn't allow my children around Nickalina, period. Right. And to watch her daughter, that's why I really wish that I could play that clip. I want to play that clip, and I want to play the clip with fuck and Jesus loves me. But it just grates against my nerve. But that's the cringe I want to show. I want to play that clip showing her daughter's face looking at her. But it just goes against my grain. But that's what I want to show the levels of cringe that she's going to. The telling Kiki's eyes to, get the fuck out of here and go kill herself. The calling ATIL 3 times in a row after she said she has mental issues and she's been blocked. Saying Jimbo's a pedophile, knowing that he's not a pedophile. Putting fucking Jesus loves me. Yeah, I know. I seen that. It was so cute too. It was really cute. And you could hope that, like, hey, Frosty, like my friend Lisa, she was the Native American. She died. She was a mess. She was a prostitute when she was in Oregon. She was a drunk. Her little girl would literally walk the streets and say, "Have you seen Indian Lisa? Have you seen Indian Lisa?" Going to look for her mommy. She is a very respected professional woman now. No grace of from her mother. I don't know how she did it. But that's what I have hope. Like you always hope that despite who her mother is, she'll overcome it or something. I don't know. Just when you could be anything you want to be, why would you want to be a fuckhead like Nick? Well, I know why. The organism does what makes the organism successful. She likes whatever all this drama shit does, whatever stirs up in her heart, her genitalia, her brain, her bones, whatever it is that, like a drug, like when you smoke dope and it makes you buzzy or whatever. The trolling that makes her buzzy, that's why she does it. But I would have never have thought that I would encounter somebody like this in my life that was just constant fucking disgusting. Drove us to the stand. You know what sucks? She has a beautiful daughter. She's a beautiful daughter. I feel so bad for her. She is a beautiful little girl. And she's funny. And just like the clips I want to show tonight when she's coming down the steps and Although Nickalina didn't care enough to keep her off camera, I would like to keep her off camera. But I wish she could. It's just like the other day when I had to put out those phone numbers to show that she put out those phone numbers. I didn't want to put out those phone numbers, but how else do I do it? You're welcome, Frosty. I forgot what I was doing. I think that was when they brought the laptop, and I got sidetracked. Southern Girls Drama sells her daughter is beautiful. Yeah. And I just hope that, she's not the bully girl at school. I know Nickalina said or something about she was getting bullied, but I hope she's just not the bully girl at school. Cassius, why in the fuck did she introduce Nick would be a positive? I don't know. Because she ain't all up in there, and I don't know. Jones at the stand, you know what? It's like, I already read that one. Curiosity, she's going to be just like her mother. I hope not. I hope not. But why would you want to take a chance? Like if I had if my daughter was, cute little girl like that and she's sweet, why would I ever want to be something that I wouldn't want her to turn into? But Nickalina say, I don't care if she turns into me. I want her to be independent and strong. The bullshit that Nickalina tells her mama she's being. Well, Nickalina, you always did stand up and fight for the right, Yeah, Nickalina, yeah. I don't know who you're fooling, but that's not what you are. Drama says, yeah, I did see what you're talking about. Stick to your heart. Don't post it. I know. But it's so effective. It's just like, and that's why I make these clips, and that's why I get so pissy when I make these clips. I spend all time doing this and all this work, and then some of my closest friends will have Nick on panel. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Do I need to show you even more? Do I need to outline it? But Frosty said, I'm so glad you got your laptop. As soon as I saw the StreamYard, I knew it had arrived. Frosty, it arrived. It's sitting right beside me, still in the box. I'm going to get it in the morning and set it up. But I just still feel some type of way about it. I think that's why I haven't opened it yet. But I don't know. It's still, and I hate that it does this. I hate that it feels this way, but it still feels creepy to me to take it. I don't know. It just feels creepy. I don't know how Bullhorn Betty and all the people and Dolly can accept them like huge, elaborate, them gifts and shit like this comes flooding into them. I would be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, cause I got to sleep at night. I got to have it. It's not that I think that I didn't earn it or anything. It's just that I don't know. It's weird. Jackie said she is smart and dad sounds like a good guy. Do you know what dad sounded like to me? A hen-pecked husband. The man can't smoke in his own home and Nickalina don't even live there anymore. Are you smoking in the house? I'd be like, bitch, it's my house. You go do what you want to fucking do in your house, and I'll do what and he's like, no, I'm not smoking in the house. No, I'm not smoking in the house. Nickalina, snapped him into shape. Drama says, I'm the same way, Constance. Yeah. Yeah, he was just like, whoa, I don't want to piss her off. Okay. People are just strange. But I still, it's anybody come up here to convince me that Nickalina, good night, Stacy. I'm gonna go to bed here too. It's 1:40. I need to be in bed by 2. And they all sound, well, Nick, what did Bert say that one day? Nick's kind of like a Reese's Pieces. She's hard on the outside and soft on the inside. Okay, that's good for the soft. But the hard is like Ted Bundy was a call taker for, was it suicide hotline? because if a monster was a monster all the time, he couldn't draw anybody in. So he's got to be soft on the, but you can't overlook the fuck shit they do just because they do something good. Oh, well, she donated $500 to the women's, the children's health, whatever. Oh, but she also called in 2 meth labs to one of her best friends that she said she loved. It's okay to all come out in the wash. Be honest, with the donations can replace the love and gratitude for all you do, cause it's well deserved. I know, and maybe the reason I'm feeling this type of way is because the whole karma. Like I got my PG karma because I made fun of PG saying words that she did, and so now I do it all the time, and that's my PG karma. Probably why I won't go on cam for a long time is because I fucked with Bullhorn Betty's look so much that I know I got that karma coming too. And I have said, like Andrew and people dry begging. I was like, oh my God, now they're over there dry begging. So maybe that's my karma too. But I also know, I don't know if it's art or a fine line, but when Andrew Hill says, oh, my kids need, my paycheck short this month, the kids need school clothes, I don't know what we're going to do. I know that's a dry bag. That is different than Jimbo coming in and talking on the show. And so it's like, what happened today? And he's like, oh, Sarah's car, blew up. That wasn't a dry bag. But I can see where those people over there said, oh, he was dry bagging. No, you could just feel it. Yeah, you could just feel, a dry bag when there is sad fishing around. Oh, geez, no, I don't know if I'll be able to do this or not. The proof that they're going to see that I wasn't dry begging, they're going to see me do goofy shit with the computer. The same I was doing goofy shit without it. Oh yeah, she's over there fucking around so they'd get her a new. No, I was fucking around because I'm an idiot and I didn't know how to do it. There was no dry begging. So when I have the computer, I'm going to do the same shit. They didn't have a lot of views. I want to say mean, but I don't want to, and I like to sleep at night. I know. Yes. I have to, I've told my husband that I said, you know what? I wish I had no morals. I wish I was like Ernie Shell and Dolly, because the people that just throw their money to these fools for the slightest stupid shit, you can, if you had no morals, YouTube is your oyster. But how do you sleep at night? How do you not feel creepy? I don't understand how Ernie Shell don't get up and don't feel creepy. Don't you feel creepy at all, Ernie? A little bit creepy? And I don't want to. I'm so funny about karma. I used to love to watch plane crash shows. The did said everything's a learning process. Yes, it is. And that's why I liked, like, when I started out on my phone, it's just kind of the same reason why I like to, when I go clean houses, I want a house that's just torn to shit, like a hoarder house, because I like the before and after. I want to see a result. So that's why I didn't mind starting out on my phone, to where one day I could look back and say, oh my God, remember when all I had was that shitty ass Android phone? The before and the after, the learning process. And that's why I wanted to go through the learning process instead of coming on here maybe the first day and say, well, you know what? I could do this better if I had a laptop and got the laptop the next day. No, I wanted to go through the shitty phone and the shitty process and the learning thing to see the before and after. First said, after months ignoring the plight and financial hardship of a loyal sub, Nick manages to motivate herself to donate $25. She feels guilty. There's a word for that. Scientific skeptic. When shitty people give money to charity, thinking it absolves them of all their shittiness. Well, he just gave $10,000 to this, but he contaminated 25 waterways doing it. There's a word for it, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, they do that. And well, Nickalina is such a good person. No, she's not. Up until because I really didn't pay attention to Nick, so I don't have all the clips. But I now have a clip of her calling in a fake meth lab to a person she said she loved not long ago. I have her calling her stepmother, calling in on Georgia, a fake call, doxing Sarah, Alicia. We see all that. We see all that. It's not a figment. You see all that. D-Boss, Bird, all you ladies over there. How can you sit there? I don't care if she was a saint the rest of the time. If she's harming somebody 10% of the time, and it's not just a little harm, she's really harming them. We first said, Cost, yes, where you are, the opposite of dry bacon or grifting. I'm mouthy, I would have said otherwise. I hope so. And like Burnt Toast said tonight, she said if like she's close with the Glare and Queen Bee, and she said, but I'm telling you, if the Glare or Queen Bee did something, I would say it. And she said, and if I do something, I want you to say it. And that's how I feel too. If I ever do something, I want people to tell me. Like we're just talking about that clip, and I forgot who it was that said, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and don't put that clip out. Then, that's advice I should take. I won't put that clip out. So it's just little things like that, I don't ever want anybody to white knight for me. Like, know I'm out here doing some fuck shit and then try to lie for me or try to cover it for me. No, I want you to be on that side, calling me out just the same. It's just, I know how I'm used to it now. When people will say, they'll come in the chat and say, hey, family. I used to always say, oh, I hate that. I don't ever want anybody to be family because I thought that's where issues start, is when you call family. But the longer I'm here, I can understand when people call family. What I don't like is, there's our queen or there's our king. Ugh, don't call me a queen. But then I feel shitty for saying that. Like, oh my God, these people like you. And you're sitting there telling them, don't say that. But no, don't ever think that I don't, Jen said, I waited almost 7 months before I ever decided to post my Cash App because I felt guilty. I didn't want any to feel obligated. Yeah. Trying to think of when I first started posting mine. I remember I used to write notes for rules that I wanted for my chat. And I always said that I was going to pin it maybe, but I wasn't going to scroll it across the bottom because I thought that was tacky. And I don't know, but I think mine's either scrolling across the bottom or sitting right there now. Something I said I wouldn't do. But I know something that I really felt solid about. And Prayer Garden does it. She doesn't post her Cash App. It's all super chats and super stickers. And she has a point. We're sitting here on YouTube using YouTube's everything. The least I can do is give YouTube their cut. But since I got to get my license, and I don't have that option, that's why I put my Cash App. But what I hope to do when I get the memberships and everything back, I hope to not post my Cash App because it's only right. YouTube has given us everything we need. All we got to do is just step up here and talk. It's their network, their, everything. The least we can do is give YouTube their cut. Maybe it was the Glare that said, when you play at a bar, like if you're at a band and you go play at a bar, you got to give the house the cut of their money. Anywhere you go to perform, you got to give whoever's house you're performing a cut of the money. So I feel strong about that, and I hope to do that soon too, but you just get so used to it. I don't know how anybody ever gets to Mallory's audacity level by saying, okay, guys, can I get some more color on the board? Mama's got, this is payday. Can I get some more color on the board? Mama needs some color on the board. She does it with such ease, and her people do it with such ease that it's just, I guess, an art. But, that's just, it's cringy to me. Yeah. Then until you get monetized, you post it. And while we're here chatting nicely, I'll talk. This is like my experience with White House chat. I went into the den and was chatting just nice. Luna and I were talking. I forgot what we was even talking about. I think it was dogs or something. But Ricky didn't like me. Charlie didn't like me. Renee didn't like me. And somebody said, "Don't you be starting any shit." And I said, "I didn't start any shit." Next thing I knew, I was blocked. I was talking nice to Luna. I don't know why I got blocked. Well, we know how your type is. We know how you are. We're gonna block you now. Okay. Okay. But I was having fun, and then I went to Army Vets chat. I said, "Here, I'm here to, peace." And he said, "Hey, welcome. No, fine, no problem." I go in there, no problems now. We have fun, no big deal. Well, guys, I better go to bed. In the morning, I need to make a to-do list. I need to unbox the computer, call that damn state to get the appointment for the license. Ugh. Why can't you just walk in and get it? And then the next best thing would be, why can't I just call my local office? No, you got to call the state, and the state will set the appointment. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Luna, it'll just happen if I go in there again. I mean, that's why usually if I just go, I just stay like I did in Night Owl Shot. I just stay in the bushes. But I always want to go in and give it like a thumbs up so it shows engagement. But the minute I do that, someone will say, "Don't start no drama." Okay. I won't. But what else did I say? Email. I got to check for. I forgot. It's Smiley's email, Mo's email, and I got to call Anissa. Get this all down. I think that's it. Yeah, I got to go to bed. Get your license because yes, I need to get that done. You know what was really funny? I think it was Cushy put up a poll, and it said, "Which one would you worry more about not having a license on the road, Nickalina or Constance?" Everybody said they'd worry more about Nickalina. I don't know if the troll seen that or not. I was like, "Hey," and I think it was Bird on the Wire or something said again with the fake outrage. "Well, you are driving without a license." And I was like, "Oh, the horror. It's expired since January. Oh, the horror." Yeah. And our DMV just takes so long. I should have renewed it before it expired, and then I could have done it, all online, done all that stuff too. So I'm going to do that computer in the morning. I bought a mouse with it. It was the day that Fizz and I talked, and he showed me the computer. The computer with the 2-year protection plan came out to be $239, and there was $240 in my Cash App. It was like it was meant to be. But after that, I think Bob and somebody else put money in there, so I got the mouse. And then when I went to order it from Walmart, I forgot that I had a $60 gift card on my account. So I put my $60 in there to save 20 back in the cash, or save 60 back in the Cash App, and I'm going to get StreamYard with that. So then I should be set. And I'll post a receipt tomorrow too to show everybody. Oh, I know, Tracy. Yeah. If I'd went in before, I could have just done it online, but I didn't do it. And I didn't know YouTube was going to be so anal about it, because I think my birthday was January 30th, and I think it was like first week of February or something. And I'm like, oh, heck, they'll just take it. The first thing was my debit card, and then I had to redo my debit card. But I was like, oh, my license is no big deal. It's just a few days. And then like, you need to have a valid license. And I was like, oh, Jesus. I'll get that done. It's just so easy to put off. But, I mean, I'm dumb for not doing it, because people had sent me the memberships and the super chats. So I'm just as ignorant as Mama T is. I have money sitting there, just go get your damn license and get it done. You don't even need to pay for StreamYard. They give it to you. Tracy, I go through 20 minutes in like 2 days. I mean, 20 hours. I think I go through 2 days. But I'm just that cheap that I would be the person that use Restream, and I'd use all my StreamYard, and then go back to Prism. But if y'all bought me a laptop, I at least owe it to you not to be a goof. Frosty said, that's the Cosmos train. This is meant to be. You didn't do an endless Amazon list with gift cards. And nope, it was, everything came in like that day. And then when I got a hold of Fizz and he showed me which one it was, he sent me the link. It was in stock, which was crazy. Didn't have to order it. And it was $1 difference with the whole total. And Fizz is like, well, I never get the protection plan. I was like, well, you see what a goof I am. I mean, what are the odds that, I'll get it was $40 for a 2-year protection plan. And that's breaks, slips, spills, and, and all that stuff. So pay the $24 for 6 people on panels enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't need a whole bunch of people on there. Yeah, the signs and the symbols. Which reminds me, Ernie Shell comes up with, your eyes and your ears will deceive you, but your God-given heart will lead you. What type of cult shit is that? Don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you hear. Believe what your heart tells you. And them dum-dums are like, okay, Ernie. You can clearly see he's not a super soldier, but if you feel like he is, that's all that matters. Where was I talking about when I said what's going to happen when Nickalina, finally gets back to being after Ernie? What's some little ticker's going to do? Poor Charlie's going to be so crushed. He ain't going to know what to do. Nickalina's his best friend. Ernie's his best friend. I don't know. Poor Charlie is going to be stuck in the divorce. Jodie Farr, what's Jodie going to do? Jodie Farr and Nickalina are buddies now. Jodie Farr and Ernie are buddies. What's going to happen? $40 is good for a 2-year plan. I thought so too. Total Jim Jones. People wonder how that ever happened. David Koresh. Well, hell, Ernie Shell. People are saying, oh my God, I can't believe people are so dumb to follow that. No, it's not dumb people. Some very smart women that I know have believed Ernie's bullshit. Yeah, Jackie, we're going to go to bed anyway. I got to go to bed. Like I said, when I went to Jimbo's, I was so sleepy and I was just like, going to chill and sit there. And then somebody said, Mama T wanted you. And I was like, well, Jesus, what does Mama T want? And then them girls. So, all tomorrow, the code word will be, boy, was she triggered. Boy, we triggered her. She was so triggered she couldn't breathe. Caused the Sue couldn't breathe. Caused the Sue to stop to take a breath. She talks so fast. They can't discount the argument. They can't debate the argument. They're just going to talk about stupid shit around it. I'm used to that, though. Okay, guys, good night. Thank you for being here. Put up with my goofiness. I'll see you tomorrow.